Hey, it's Isekai, Defense Force Commander Jade, and in light of me finishing Oregairu Season 3, I felt like it would be cool to talk about one of my favorite dynamics in all of Oregairu, and that's between two dudes, Hachiman and Hayama. These two are interesting because they're like foils for each other in the story and sort of play off the core theme and idea of Oregairu, centering around sincerity and the ideals of sincerity and what that means necessarily. And because of this, really cross-examining them can be a really interesting and cool aspect of the show. When we're first introduced to Hayama, he's like Mr. Perfect guy, the guy everybody likes, the polar opposite of Hachiman, who's kind of like the unpopular wallflower who just kind of sits back and sort of silently judges everybody, especially Hayama and his friends. And we sort of see throughout the story as things go along, Hachiman has a way of doing things that strongly rubs Hayama the wrong way. And the thing that makes him even more angry about it is the fact that those things that Hachiman does, those get results, but typically at Hachiman's own expense. And Hayama couldn't stand that. You could say that the two of them are like a dynamic or a paradigm centered around the ideas of sincerity. Hachiman being the person who sort of strives towards sincerity and honesty, whereas Hayama is the person who sort of rejects that and prefers the status quo of the ideas of just being or just letting these fake or false concepts within a relationship happen. You see this in season 2 when Hayama's group is sort of threatened by the fact that one of the guys in the group has a thing for one of the girls in the group, and a potential rejection could completely wreck the dynamic of the group. And this is sort of a big point in the story, and Hayama really goes out of his way, especially getting down and talking and asking Hachiman to help, which should show you just how desperate the man is. The fact that he would ask somebody who he genuinely dislikes to help him on his quest, on his journey to stop the sincerity or the honest communication within his group. Now that's not to say Hayama's a bad person, far from it. He's a great guy who wants the best for other people, but it's kind of is the man, I can never say that fucking word, disingenuousness, however the fuck you say it, is that necessarily the best for his group of friends? And that's an idea that we're kind of presented in the story. And this is even more interesting when you factor in towards the end of season 2, once Hachiman starts to get over some of his self-loathing tendencies. We sort of see him and his group of friends fall into the same trap that Hayama's group of friends are in, and they didn't even realize it until it was pointed out to them. And now it's we're kind of caught in this sort of ironic situation, because Hachiman spends pretty much all of season 1 basically criticizing Hayama's group for behaving in this fake, artificial, we're all friends, ha ha ha, well, let's not say some of the things we really feel, kind of way. And then in season 2, when he feels more happy, when he's actually getting along more with the people around him, when he's actually starting to form these relationships with these girls, he falls into the same trap. And it shows just how difficult trying to be genuine is, and how easy it is to fall into that, and how you can hardly fault Hayama for being in that position because of just how hard it is to really break free. Because especially when you're really having fun and you're enjoying the relationship and you don't want to see it potentially fall apart. An interesting aspect of the story that I always thought was like freaking hilarious and incredibly ironic is the fact that among every person that Hayama ever talks to or speaks to, he is the most sincere, he's the most honest with Hachiman, despite confessing how much he dislikes Hachiman and Hachiman's way of doing things. The two of them honestly have a relationship that's, you could describe as Hayama's most real. Like, Hayama is willing to say the things to Hachiman that he wouldn't say to like his own friends or the people he considers his friends, and that really says a lot. And throughout the story you kind of see, especially in season 3, you see that there's this kind of mutual respect between the two of them, despite the both of them claiming that they don't like each other. And it's really fascinating, really interesting. And also kind of, season 3 kind of also shows an aspect of Hachiman's character that is a positive aspect, that is also, you could say, a thing Hayama doesn't like about him, but is a positive thing, and that's Hachiman's ability, or his ability to move past his own insecurity, his own like fear of destroying his relationships, to pursue that genuineness, to go after and do the things that, you know, Hayama doesn't feel like he could possibly do. And that's where that respect comes from, is their mutual understanding of each other's strengths, and the fact that despite the fact that they might not like certain things about each other, they can at least respect certain things. So yeah, that's genuinely what I wanted to say. If you enjoyed this video, thanks for listening to me ramble on. Like, comment, subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. You know how it is out here. And bye.